International speech contestant number 4, Curtis Hill. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. International speech contestant number 4, Curtis Hill.
One night, my friend and I were walking when a car crept alongside of us and yelled, "Hey, N-words, you guys look lost. How about a ride in my trunk?" Now, I was torn. On one hand, I was thinking that was a very rude way to offer someone a ride. On the other hand, I was tired of walking, but I was wondering if his back seat was available. Have you ever been denied an opportunity, overlooked, or excluded because of the color of your skin? Maybe it wasn't the color of your skin. It could have been your gender, your sexual preference, perhaps a disability, or simply because you were different. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and anyone who's ever been excluded. I was in a speaker showcase. After the showcase, a white man ran up to me and said, "Curtis, you were the best speaker in the showcase, but I can't use you." I inquired, "Why not?" He said, "Because the timing for a black speaker is not right." I didn't know if he said white or right. Whenever we talk about diversity, it seems like the mood in the room changes from ah ha ha to oh man. That's because it's a difficult conversation, whether you're in a living room, a classroom, or a public stage. It's been 157 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, and we're still not there yet. In 1941, President Roosevelt signed an executive order banning discrimination in both the military and governmental jobs. 20 years later, President Kennedy signed an executive order known as the EEOC and used for the first time the term affirmative action. 4 years later, President Johnson signed an executive order known as the Civil Rights Act of 1964, banning discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and natural origin. It took another 27 years for President H.W. Bush to sign the Americans with Disabilities Act. It is now 2019, and we're still not there yet. November 17th, 2017, my plane landed at Ronald Reagan Airport slightly after midnight. I arranged for a car service to pick me up, and the driver was very excited to see me. He grabbed my luggage, he shook my hand, and he showed me different sights on the way to the hotel, all while calling me sir. Guess what? He was white. The last time a white man drove me around in the backseat of his car, it was after he read me my rights. If we plan on getting there, we must challenge ourselves to think and behave beyond that which is typical. People who challenge typical behaviors, they get comfortable with being uncomfortable. My son Kyle, who's 12 back home, I guess if he's 12 back home, he's 12 here too. I've taught him not to do things that were typical of his race, his age, and his gender. When he came home in 3rd grade one day, he said, "Dad, I want to be on the soccer team." I said, "Great." Kyle was the only black boy on the soccer team, but he was comfortable being the only. Because ever since he was in 1st grade, he's always been the only black boy in his classroom. He quit the soccer team in 4th grade. But in 6th grade, he came back and said, "Dad, I want to play basketball." And I responded, "Typical." And then I had a typical moment. I thought, he's a shoo-in. He's the only black boy in the team. Yay! His soccer team had the racial diversity of a bowl of Raisin Bran, one scoop. The morning of trials, he was very excited. He grabbed the ball, he went through his legs, and he shot it. He followed it through the air, straight through the net, and said, swish. But all of that was imaginary. When I picked him up, I questioned if he made the team. He said, yeah, Dad. Everyone who tried out made the team. And my friends and I think that you should have to earn your spot on the basketball team. Well, I was glad it was a team built on diversity, because if it were based on his skills, in spite of his color, he wouldn't have made the team. Let's be honest. We're not there yet. There is a world that Dr. King dreamt of, where people would be judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. There is a world where people from different cultures and backgrounds, religions and races, identities can live free from being judged. There is a world that I wish my former student Alexis lived in. She was gay. And because of that, she was bullied, talked about, and excluded. She went home one day and committed suicide. We're not there yet. Fellow Toastmasters and anyone who's ever been excluded, we're on the brink of change. We don't live in a world that's absent of color. And the war we're fighting is no longer black or white. This new world must be embraced in living color. Madam Toastmaster.